All right, part 2. So now we're going to do more formatting or layout of our page. The first thing we're going to add is a page border. So we're going to go here to layout, or no, I'm sorry. We're going to go to design and then page borders. Now guys, sometimes if you have your cursor in your table or your table selected, page borders will be grayed out. It won't let you click in it. So just make sure you're clicked on your page. So we'll go to page borders and then make sure you're in the page border section. And we're going to choose one of the art ones. So go down here. And again, it's going to look different based on if you're on a PC, but you should have the same options here. So we can use the scroll. I'm going to choose the clock because it's like a schedule. You could choose a pencil, something that's related to school. And then some of these come in rather big, like 30 points. So I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller, especially since we made the page margin smaller. I'm going to try about 13. I'm going to click OK. See, I'm actually going to make those a little bit smaller. Just note that your page borders kind of come in your margins of your page, so you can't like move them. All you can do is make the size smaller. So I'm going to go back here to design, page borders. And what I could even do is I could turn them off on the sides. Can you not? Okay, so 10 looks a little bit better. See how now there's a little bit of white space in between there. Okay, so for this next part, you're going to double click below your table and that should give you a blinking cursor there. And I'm going to press enter one more time. Your job here is to find a piece of clip art that relates to school, creatively cite your source, and make it more unique to MT. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So I searched for student working on computer clip art. So I'm on my Mac, so I'm going to double finger tap my picture and copy the image. I also went to visit to get the website here, so I can just go there and copy the website later. So I'm going to go to back to my Word document here and do Command V. Okay. Let's see how pictures come in on this. So, okay, if you're working on the PCs, remember you get that little like horseshoe up here. On this one, you actually have to go to picture format. Just kind of annoying. Wrap text and move it in front of text so that you can like resize it and move the picture there. I'm actually going to keep the picture pretty big here. Okay, so I have the picture. Now I need to creatively cite the image here. So I'm going to go back to my internet there. And here. And copy the website. So I'm just going to do this clipartlibrary.com. And then I'm going to insert a call out. And typically when you're dealing with call outs, oh, this looks different. Okay. When you're dealing with call outs, these, this is normally a thought, and this is like a speech bubble. So I'm going to have him thinking. And you can always move where the cloud comes from. Okay. And then to type in the cloud, I just go up here and click on it. And again, it's made for you to type in, so you shouldn't have to tell it to add text. So Okay, and so because that's a link, it's going to be that blue. So I am not going to paste it. I'm just going to adjust that there. Okay, so there I've creatively cited my source. So now I need to make it more relative towards empty. One thing I could do is, so there's a couple different ways. I could insert just a rectangle. Now, the screen is kind of 3D rotated, so I'm going to need to do that to my rectangle as well to adjust it. Or I could just kind of change it a little bit, so I could make it bigger than the screen here. And kind of just change the look of it. So change the fill, not orange, change the outline, and then change the outline shape or width here. Okay. Now again, like I said, I need to make it kind of 3D so that it's like facing the kid. So that is going to be right here. And you just kind of choose the one that you like. And some of them, say that's too much. So I could just do Command Z, switch it back. Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay. And then I could type in it. So then I would go to, now keep in mind, if you type in it, it's going to be like diagonal. So this is where I would most likely insert a text box. My screen. And this time, instead of a border, I would say no outline, shape fill, no fill. And I would just type, oops, I'm going to need to make my font a lot smaller here. And again, just because I'm doing this, this is me being creative. You get creative freedom here. So whatever you think is best. Computers with Cruise is awesome. So, or he could be typing like MTMS is the best, something like that. Or, like I just did there, I could take another text box and type on the back of his chair, MTMS, or I could make it look like there's a patch on his pants that says MTMS. Maybe I'll do that. It's down here. Then same thing, shape fill, no fill, shape outline, no outline. And then for my font here, I'm going to make it a lot smaller. And then again, what I could do is make it 3D, but right there it looks just like there's a patch on his pants. So something like that. I've had kids like do yearbooks, a school bus, whatever you want to do, or you could put property of MTMS on the desk, whatever it is. So that way it just looks unique to Monticello Trails. The very last thing we're going to do is we've done shading in our table. Now we're going to use the highlighter to highlight our favorite classes that we receive a grade in. So if you want to just do one class, if you want to do 4 classes, that's a little excessive, but I don't know how many people love 4 of their classes at school, but maybe. So I would, and you don't have to put computers, you don't get extra credit for doing it, but I will convince each and every one of you to make this one of your favorite classes by the end of that's my goal. So I would probably choose computers, PE, and maybe math. All right, and then make sure you turn off your highlighter. So now my project is done, and I would put up my green stick and HemiGrade or submit it in Canvas.